how to look good and sound good on camera. That's what's coming up in this video. Hey, I'm Scott Weidenkivowitz, a storyteller with a camera, talking about all things photographers like you and I are thinking about. I publish new videos every Monday and Thursday whenever possible, so click that subscribe button below now to get the next one. How to look good, how to sound good on camera. That's what we're talking about today in this video. And I'm going to walk through a bunch of tips on how to frame yourself and how to light yourself and the tools to use and all that fun stuff in order to ensure that you've got good quality video. Now remember that the tips that I am giving you will work no matter the camera you're using, no matter the microphone you're using, no matter the lighting you're using, whether you're using an iPhone or an Android or a digital SLR or a mirrorless, I don't care. The advice is the same. I'm going to tell you how to look good, how to sound good. Let's go into it. First thing first is to make sure your camera is at eye level. Now imagine that you are recording with your webcam built into your laptop, or you're recording with an iPhone or a camera or whatever it is, and your framing is something like this. Now look at all this empty space up here. It's just a floating head, right? That's not so great. Now imagine it's the opposite, and let me raise this up a little bit. Now imagine it's actually like this, and all you got is the shirt. Hey, look, Star Wars. The shirt is the only thing that you're really seeing. You're seeing your mouth, your shirt. You're cutting everything else off. That's not ideal. What's ideal is actually seeing you, whether it's full body, zoomed out, something more like this, where you see everything, including the microphone right here, or something zoomed in like this. That is proper framing when you're filming yourself, at least, because now you know that you're in this and nothing's being cut off. The other thing that is going to do is give you a more flattering look. Straight on eye level, or even a little bit up over your eyes and tilted down, is going to be far more flattering than something like this, right? You don't want to see all that, neck fat that everybody has. You don't want to see that. You want to, accentuate the cheek muscles and everything else by being eye level and making you tilt your head up just a little bit. Another thing you might want to do is center yourself. Now imagine that you're filming, and again, you're using a laptop and you're on a FaceTime call or a Skype, whatever it is, a YouTube Live, and you're all the way off to the side like this. Again, you're cutting off, instead of it being cut off at the top and bottom, you're cutting off on the left and right. That's not flattering. Center yourself, or just be a little bit off to the side. As you can see right now, I am off to the side just a tiny bit to make it a little bit uneven, but I'm still completely in the frame. Now, when you are doing a podcast recording or anything where it's more than one person, where you're not just recording yourself, put in headphones. They might look silly. It might look, if you're using AirPods, you definitely look like you have, earrings in, but it doesn't make a difference. You need to make sure that your sound is not picking up the sound of the person you're talking to. You need to make sure that your audio is pure and it's only you. So wear those headphones. Even if they're giant, bulky, over-the-ear headphones, wear those headphones. Now, if you don't have any artificial light, then just frame yourself in front of a giant window, right? Frame yourself in front of a giant window. If you have a big window that is in your dining room and you can record your video in your dining room, then set up there and use the window light as your light for the video. That window light is going to turn into a giant softbox for you. So utilize it. Your window is going to diffuse some of that light naturally because it's blocking some UVs, and it will be really good for you. Now, if you have a white sheer that you can put over the window, that'll soften it even more, giving you even prettier light. But if you don't have a big window, pick up a cheap light, fluorescent, LED, whatever it is. Just pick up a light and light yourself with an umbrella. Keep it really cheap if you don't have the budget for anything more. If you have a budget for something more expensive, pick up something like the Savage lights, which you can see right up there in the card. Just, click that card right there for my review on the Savage lights. Please, unless you have light in front of you, artificial light or some sort of bright light as your main key light, do not put a window behind you. Window light, if you're going to put it behind you, needs to be fill light. It needs to be rim light. It needs to light you from behind ever so slightly. It needs to be very diffused too, especially if it's behind you. You got to have light in front of you, because otherwise you're going to throw everything off and you're going to be too dark or just going to be really washed out in the back and kind of looking silly. Don't do that. Pay attention to what's behind you. Behind me right now, all it is a fabric background. It's a beautiful wooden texture background. It is just very simple. But when I'm at my desk on the other side of the studio, I've got all of this behind me. Now that is intentional. That is so that you can see that I've got my studio going on. That is a functional studio. I've got the set. Everything's in place. It's function. It's purpose. But don't just put things behind you and let it be. Don't just hang photos and let it be. Make sure everything is there with a purpose. Have intention for everything you do. Now, if you are about to go on a podcast or some sort of video chat or whatever you're recording through the internet, make sure whenever possible you can plug in directly into the hard line of the internet through Ethernet. Wi-Fi is good. Wi-Fi is not as fast and secure, stable as a hardline Ethernet cable. So whenever possible, plug in direct and shut off the Wi-Fi signal so that you are guaranteed you are running using the fastest possible internet. And really, Ringo? This leads me to my next tip. Close the door. Don't let your pets come in to your room, your studio, wherever you're recording. While you're recording, shut the door. Go to the quietest place, because so my studio is in my basement, and I do have, like so many others, I have a furnace down here, and if I stayed quiet and I didn't do any adjustments to the audio, you will probably hear the sound of the furnace going right now. So whenever possible, go to the quietest place, the place where you won't have any distractions of other sounds, of other people, of pets, or anything. Go to a quiet place that you can guarantee you're going to get the best possible audio that you can get in your wherever you are. Close all other apps. Make sure that you close Dropbox, you close Google Drive, you close any app that is open whenever you're recording something through the internet. Because every little thing is going to take up the bandwidth that you could be using for better audio and video quality in the recording. Keep that mic close. Now, if you're using something like the Blue Yeti, which is what I use, then I have it right here in my face and it's turned down all the way. So that way I'm talking right in here. It's getting all the low bassy sort of tone in my voice instead of the trebly part, which would happen if the mic was further away and I had to turn it up. It also means you'll get a better quality recording because you're not getting all the preamp sort of staticky stuff that you'd get otherwise. You can see the mic right here as well. This is the Rode Video Mic Pro that I have. It's right in front of my face. I've got it on a short little boom, a magic arm, and it is actually, it's that close to my mouth. It's pretty close. And it's still it's up pretty high up, so I can keep the preamp in the camera down to a very low point. So that means I'm getting the clearest possible audio out of this mic. Now, if you want to see how I got my mic and preamp settings, the Nikon D850, click this card right up here and you can watch that video. Keep everyone off your network. Just like you're closing apps and you're hardwiring to the internet, keep everybody off the internet. If you're recording through the internet, then make sure nobody's on Facebook, nobody's on Pinterest, nobody's on Twitter, nobody's doing anything, nobody's watching any streaming videos or anything that is going to slow you down. In our household, we actually cut the cord, so we are actually using YouTube TV. So if anybody is watching TV in my house while I'm doing any internet remote-based conversations and recordings, and somebody's watching TV, that is going to impact. I can't just tell them stop watching TV if they want to watch TV. So I actually pay for faster internet in order to compensate for that bandwidth loss that I might get. Now I have 2 more bonus tips that are sort of not like mandatory tips. These are just some bonus things that I could recommend. So upgrade your webcam. You have 2 choices as far as where you can upgrade your webcam. Really, there's really three choices of where you can upgrade your webcam. Instead of just using the built-in camera on your laptop computer or whatever your monitor, if your monitor has a camera, upgrade to the Logitech C920. It is tried and tested. It is the go-to for most video podcasters. It is a high-definition 1080p webcam that connects to Macs, to Windows machines, and it's fantastic. You can tripod mount it, which means you can put it on a tripod or a light stand or something like that and put it above your computer or to the side, and that way it's not, if you bump your computer, I am at a standing desk, so sometimes I'll like lean on my standing desk a little, and if I bump or move the standing desk, my webcam, my webcam, the C920, does not move, right? The other is the Logitech Brio. It is a newer webcam from Logitech, and it is a 4K webcam. Again, tripod mountable, so it's actually, for me, it's on a light stand, but same sort of thing. It is a 4K capable webcam. So you can actually have a 4K camera to do any recordings, both online or offline, using the Brio. And I've got a whole video, click the card, I've got a whole video on the Brio. Now, if you want to go the distance, you can actually get a device that connects a HDMI signal to a webcam. And what that allows you to do is actually utilize your camera, like the one I'm recording with right now, as a webcam. And that is the ultimate upgrade for an internet-based video. So I hope that you enjoyed all these tips on how to look good and how to sound good on video, both just regular recording and internet-based recording. If you have any questions, comment below. Otherwise, hit that subscribe button so that you get the next video. See you there.